at last.
Yeah. Hey, listen. You know what? I'll call him Jet Jaguar.
Jet Jaguar, eh? Not bad. You're right, it suits him.
It's the TV cameras. Also, it has automatic evasion devices, so it'll always get out of your way.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to my channel. Thanks for tuning in. This is Phil, the Kaiju King, from my collection room here in Greater Cincinnati. And in this video, as you could tell by my opening, don't you just love that music? I love it. Can't help but love Jet Jaguar. When I see Jet Jaguar, I always think of the theme song from the movie, the zany music that's in there, and it's just awesome. It's amazing. Of course, Jet Jaguar is from the 1973 film Godzilla vs. Megalon. And from what I've heard of the backstory of Jet Jaguar was they created him from a fan contest, and his design and everything was created and named from a fan contest. And they would put this character in a movie. And then as things went along, they were afraid that the movie wouldn't do so well, so they would give it some name recognition by adding Godzilla in there. And to me, you can tell in the movie that the movie is primarily focused on Jet Jaguar, because Godzilla don't really show up to the very last, 15 minutes of the film or so when the final battle ensues. But it's a fun movie. It's one of the movies I remember watching a lot as a youngster. All the 70s films were really prevalent in my childhood. They're the most memorable to me as far as my young childhood goes. For some reason, my local TV always showed these movies, and these are the ones I remember. I remember Hedorah. I remember Godzilla's Revenge a lot. I remember Hedorah. I remember Gigan. I remember Megalon. I remember Mechagodzilla. Now, Terror Mechagodzilla, not so much, but 74 Godzilla versus Mechagodzilla, I do recall. All these films really remind me of my childhood, and that's why they're probably my favorites. And those two last suit designs of the Showa era are my favorite designs. But I love Jet Jaguar. He's, to me, Godzilla's most competent tag team partner he's ever had, in my view, because Jet Jaguar could stand up for himself and really defend himself really well. He was putting the hurting on Megalon in the film until Gigan, the dastardly Gigan, shows up and commences to double teaming old Jet Jaguar here into submission almost, until Godzilla finally shows up. Takes him forever to get there, but once he gets there, he opens up his own can of whoop-ass, so to speak, and puts down Megalon and Gigan handily on his own. And then it became a full-on 2-on-2 tag team match, and Godzilla and Jet Jaguar prevail in the end. And of course, at the end, they had the famous handshake, and I have a custom sculpt of that as well. So this movie is one of my favorite zany, crazy Godzilla movies. It is zany and crazy in the story, human story, and it is pretty far-fetched, you know, with the people living under the earth, the Seatopians, and we anger them by setting off nuclear testing and stuff, and they release Megalon on us, and the whole thing is kind of goofy and zany and everything. But I do love Jet Jaguar. I love the design. It's kind of goofy. I mean, his uniform is really unique looking, in my opinion, but looks like he's wearing leg warmers. He's going to jazzercise or something, but nonetheless, he's really a great tag team partner for Godzilla in particular, because he holds his own in that movie a lot of the time if you watch it. And I think when he gets beat down and Godzilla shows up and saves him, and Jet Jaguar looks up and sees Godzilla whooping up on Megalon and Gigan. It inspires Jet Jaguar to fight harder, in my opinion, because he gets up and helps Godzilla prevail in the end. So it's pretty cool that they did that contest and everything to me with Jet Jaguar. It's pretty nice that they did that, and they took this from a fan contest. It's really cool that they did that. I like that. It's pretty neat. But I do understand why they inserted Godzilla into the mix with the film, just to give it some instant, probably box office, I would think, at that time, with Godzilla being thrown in there. So, and of course, we had a returning Gigan from the previous film. So Gigan, that was nice to see him come back. And then, of course, Megalon, great, gigantic kaiju, beetle type kaiju, great thing. Of course, we got the recent announcement of the 30 centimeter X Plus Megalon. That will be really awesome, really cool. I think it looks amazing, and it's unpainted. I can only imagine what it'll look like when it's painted, so it's really going to be cool. And of course, I had posted earlier on the X Plus group that what would everyone's favorite version of the 30 centimeter X Plus Goji be, the favorite pose, and I proposed mine as when Godzilla first arrives and he does all those karate moves with his hands, and his right hand is out like this. That is the pose I would love to see, closed mouth like that. When he comes up and does all that, it's crazy and zany, but that's kind of where the movie is, and it's kind of like that, but it's fun. It's a very fun movie. The kaiju fighting in it is amazing. Of course, one of the greatest Godzilla moves ever is in that film, and when he does the drop kick. So it's just an amazing movie. It's fun. It's a fun Godzilla movie. It's if I ever want to put in a fun Godzilla movie, that's one of the ones I put in, just to watch some good old fun kaiju fight, which is an amazing fight at the end. Really, once Jet Jaguar becomes big and starts battling Megalon solo, from then on, the kaiju fights are amazing in it, I think. And it's just a really good film. Fun time to have. If you haven't watched those older Showa movies, I would highly suggest it if you're getting into Godzilla. They're great. They're the history, too, of the lineage of Godzilla and his friends and foes. So it's great to go back and watch those. But I love the design and the concept of Jet Jaguar. Great figure here. This is the 30 centimeter X Plus standard edition. It came with a plastic stand that it goes around his waist here, but I found mine stands. He has never fallen, even not once. So I keep him on the shelf with some other my Mecha Godzillas, and he don't fall over or nothing. So, but this is the 30 centimeter standard edition. I think the Rick had light up on the eyes. But I used to have the 25, and I just really wanted this, a 30. So I ended up selling like almost all my 25 centimeter collection, and my intention was never to get back into them. And then Expo started giving us the Shin and the 65 and the 64B and the 71 and the 2000 from last year, and needless to say, I got back into some 25s, but for a while there I was staying away from them, and then these releases they've had the last few years, it's just, they're so amazing that it's hard to stay away from them. So I got back into the 25s, but I did originally have the 25 centimeter Jet Jaguar. I had the 25 centimeter Megalon and Gigan, and I sold those as well because I'm just really wanting 30s. And now they've announced the Megalon, and I'm sure Godzilla won't be far behind. But this figure is expertly done, in my view, by X Plus. Really nicely done from a head to the toe. I love the color palette on Jet Jaguar. He has great colors with the blue and the yellows and the red, and of course the silver, indicating his metal, that he is a robot, I guess. Of course, the big red stripe on the back of his head here. It's just really nicely done. The yellow shoulder pads, cool looking. The yellow knee pads, really cool looking. The yellow midriff on front and back of him. His signature silver belt buckle there, really cool, nicely done. I love how his arms are posed on this figure. His left hand is open as in a karate chop mode, and his right hand is clenched fist. It's really cool. They really did do a good job on this, especially the paint scheme. And to me, it's spot on. Of course, like I said, down here on his legs, he's got the yoga leg warmer type deal going on there, which is zany and crazy, but it was the 70s, so that's what I chalked that up to. But it's nicely done figure, nice size, 30 centimeter. Of course, the classic Jet Jaguar face there, signature, the nice pointed head there. It even has the antenna on either side of his head that come out like from his ears, and he would folded them out a time or two in the movie, and they came out like 90-degree angle. I think the Rick would have been cool if they had those come out somehow. That would have been neat. But the Rick is the light up blue eyes, like I said. The eyes are blue in color, and they lit up, and it looks pretty cool. I've seen it on the group and stuff, but I just didn't want. I wanted something else other than a light up. Also, I thought it would have been cool to either have the fold out antenna here on his head, or a mini flying version of him, like a mini figure. That would have been cool too, to have a mini flying Jet Jaguar. And that would be cool, like when we get Megalon, you could do some setups with the mini flying Jet Jaguar and the 30 centimeter Megalon from like the film. So that would have been neat. But that's what I would have really liked to have seen, probably, was a mini flying mode Jet Jaguar. Would have been cool. But this is a really cool, nicely done figure. X Plus captured Jet Jaguar and also all his grandeur here. Really nicely done. Can't wait for the Megalon, and hopefully we will get that Godzilla soon after. Alright, let's do some quick size comparisons with old Jet Jaguar, and let's do that right now. Alright everybody, I'm back, and here is some movie cohorts for Jet Jaguar from Godzilla vs. Megalon. We have the X Plus 30 centimeter Gigan, which he is a little bit short, tad, and my custom 30 centimeter Godzilla 1973 there. That was made by Mark Sing Yang. I think Godzilla and Jet Jaguar are scaled really well, because Jet Jaguar was a tad taller than Godzilla in that film with his pointy head, and that looks pretty good actually right there, I think. Of course, Gigan, I think he needs to be maybe a half-inch taller, and he would be good, I think. Everyone says his 30 centimeter Gigan is a bit short, and I tend to agree with that. I don't know if they'll give us a 30 centimeter 73 Gigan to go with a Jet Jaguar and a Godzilla and a Megalon, but I feel like there's differences there enough. I think the 73 Gigan is a bit slender and not as chunky as the 72. That to me is one of my biggest differences that I personally see, but I think there's enough difference in the two that they could give a 73 a swing at a figure. I mean, if you're going to give us Megalon and an inevitable Godzilla, you might as well give us a 73 Gigan. I'm pretty sure people would probably buy that thing. Alright, one last quick size comparison. I'll do that right now. Alright, everyone, here's my Mechagodzilla 1974. I'm trying to make him stand up without the base to see an accurate height here with Jet Jaguar. There we go. That's pretty close. I wanted to bring up another robot type kaiju there, and I thought Mechagodzilla is going to be the guy, of course. This was from the very next year, 1974 and 1973. I love the color palette on Jet Jaguar. I'm sure there's some people that may not like that, but it was just, I mean, it's expressive like the 70s, and it's just great. I love his color palette. All right, I'll move on to some quick final thoughts on old JJ there, and we'll do that right now. I'm back, everyone. Me and Jet Jaguar. This is a great figure from a fun movie, a fun Godzilla movie. Great kaiju action in that film. Great fighting. Great fighting. Zany story in the movie as far as the Seatopians go, and their zany, crazy wardrobes in particular. The people of Seatopia was pretty crazy. The girls looked like they were wearing clear plastic garbage bags or something. It was just really crazy zany movie. The storyline in that regard is pretty far out. But the concept of Jet Jaguar, I like the whole idea of how they came up with that. It's pretty cool. The inclusion of Godzilla, I think, was a good idea for Toho to just spike movie sales, I'm sure, because Godzilla, of his name, 20 years almost of name recognition at that point in all those films. I mean, it wasn't a bad idea to put him in there. So, and the kaiju battles, in my eye and view, are some of the great fun battles we've seen in any Godzilla movie. Great stuff. And I love this design of Jet Jaguar. I love the color palette, as crazy and zany as it may look sometimes and feel, but it's just great. And I love even Jet Jaguar's sound in the movie, the way he sounded, the whole thing. It's just great. And like I said, these movies are really memorable to my childhood, watching and growing up with Godzilla movies, and I'm really proud to say that I am a Godzilla vs. Megalon fan. You can tell that by this and my collection and what you see, and my video archive. You can see videos of some of my other stuff from the 73, especially that handshake sculpt. It's pretty cool by Mark Sang-Yang. But I love this film, and I love Jet Jaguar, and I feel like it would be awesome when Toho brings their Godzilla movies back. Bring back Jet Jaguar. What do you guys think? It would be cool, I think, to see Jet Jaguar back and teaming up with Godzilla to do some tag team action again. That would be great. All right, everyone. I'll bring the camera closer momentarily to take a quick look at old Jet Jaguar here. I want to thank everyone that always tunes in and appreciates and likes my videos and comments below. That's great. This is Phil, the Kaiju King, from my collection room here in Greater Cincinnati, and me and Jet Jaguar. Wish you all a blessed day, and be safe, everyone out there. Take care of yourself, and I'll talk to you again real soon.